Alright, so I'm going to split this piano tutorial into 4 separate sections. The first section will be the introduction of the song, second will be the verse, the third section will be the chorus, and then the last section will be the bridge or piano solo that you hear in the original song. And what you'll find is that the bridge that we hear in the 4th section is really just an extension of the introduction in the first bit. So if you can nail down the introduction, that'll make the bridge or piano solo later on at the end of this video that much easier. So it's very important that you get that. Now, a couple things that I want to just cover before we get into the cover here, or the tutorial here, is really that in the left hand you're going to be playing a progression that pretty much repeats itself throughout the entire song. So I just want to make sure that you understand that. It's really just A, B, F sharp, D. Okay? Now what you choose to do with that is up to you. In the original piano cover that I do, I just like do the octave with the 5th note in between, and I'll just kind of go up and down, up and down. So it's right, and then going up to the B, it's with the F sharp. Going down to the F sharp, you hit the C sharp as the 5th note. And then with the D at the end, you'll hit an A. So that's what I did in the original cover. It's very simplistic, kind of repetitive, and so if you're capable of going beyond that, I would recommend it. But if you're just starting out, then that's there's certainly nothing wrong with that. And it gives it a nice fill because you're hitting that 5th note, okay? Now, of course, I know this finger is like, it's kind of strange to do it like this. I don't obviously normally play like that, but you'll see in my covers, my tutorials, not my covers, I try to really just hide the fingers that I'm not using as best as I can, just because that way it doesn't get confusing from the aerial perspective. Okay, so now if you wanted to take it to the next level, instead of just hitting this repetitively, what you could do is, and this is my preference now, is to go, so just taking it a little bit further. Okay, so really it's up to you. Now, what I'll do here is I'll start the introduction here just by playing it as I said I would do, and then I'll slow it down and show you how I play it, okay? So here we go. Okay, and then it goes into the rest of the song. So left hand, we already covered that, as I just was talking about. It's really just the A, then going up to the B, then down to the F sharp, and then down to the D, and repeating that, okay? In the right hand, it'll be this here. So that's a B, C sharp, and then Alright, so really what you're seeing here, and just to kind of summarize what's happening, you're really hitting the same 3 notes as what you're doing down here. Like, you're hitting 3 notes repeatedly here, but then you're just doing a little bit of a transition into each one. So that's easy. And then again, hitting 3 notes repeatedly, and then 3 again. Okay, now Again, with both hands slowly so that you can see how it fits. Alright, so that is the introduction. And if you can nail that down, I swear the rest of the song only gets easier from there, okay? So, now going into the first verse. Again, I'll play it here just so that you can see what it sounds like, and then we will, we'll go and slow it down with the real notes. Into the chorus. So, to explain what's happening there, I won't do the left hand because we already know what that's doing. It's the same thing that we did in the introduction. In the right hand, it's this. So really that's pretty simple there. I will slow it down very slowly, both hands, so that you can see how they all go together. So that is the second section of the tutorial and the first verse. Next section that I'll be doing is the chorus, okay? So this one, what I do here is really, and just kind of to show you what to watch out for when I play it, just so you can hear what it sounds like. We're doing the same thing in the left hand as we always do, so that's nice and simple again. In the right hand, it's going to be octaves, and we're really going to be going from up here, and then down an octave down here, okay? So it's going to be back and forth, so really you're just going to be worrying about the right hand because the left hand's doing what you've always done, okay? So I'll play it here just so you can hear what it sounds like. So to show you what's happening, in the right hand, What we're doing here is it's a full octave A, and then down to, whoops, my apologies, this to this, and then okay, so, and then it just does that 2 times. And now I'll play it very slowly so that you can hear how it fits with the left hand, okay? Of course, 2 of those, and that's the chorus. Now, in the real song and in my piano cover, you'll hear that the next verse comes in here, but it's really a lot of the same thing that you're doing in the first verse, so there's no point in really covering that in this tutorial. Now, the last piece of this tutorial that I'm going to be doing, and again, this is my favorite part of the song, is the piano solo, okay? So it starts off with the same introduction, but then it does a second piece there, and it's just an extension of the introduction, okay? So, as always, I will play it first, and then I'll show you how it's done, okay? And that's normally where the introduction ends, but another piece, okay? So, to show you again, really it's the same thing in the left hand like usual, and the exact same introduction, so I'm not going to cover all of that, but just to show you kind of where it fits in after the introduction, I'll play that, and then we'll go into the piece that's separate and the real piano solo here, so. That's where the introduction ends, so we've already covered that in the first section of the tutorial, but now in the piano solo that we're doing now, it goes back into So, similar left hand, the only difference is at the end we play this, the D, quite a bit more, but in the right hand it's going to be, and this is now the extension beyond what we have learned in the introduction, okay? So just to show you the introduction again, so that you know what I'm talking about, here's the introduction. Now, the piano solo. And then we get stuck on the D in the left hand here. And then this chord. Of the song. Okay, Again, I'll play it all with the whole piano solo, including the section that's the same as the introduction, and just very slowly so that you can see how it all fits together with both hands, okay? Here we go. The extension. Alright, so that is the end of the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any suggestions, questions, other requests for piano tutorials or covers, please let me know. I'd be happy to accommodate. And if you haven't already, please hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you.